Man, we have to talk about this Tyler the Creator situation. Now, I don't think Tyler the Creator himself needs an introduction. He's one of the most prolific artists in our current time and has been for almost a decade now, I think a little bit more. But he's recently come under fire again. It feels like Tyler the Creator has been cancelled, I guess, or has come under fire a lot of times, even recently, but it's been throughout his whole career that people have found him very controversial and have always had issues with him, even being banned in countries like Australia and New Zealand. But this new issue is being brought up by the fans and has kind of sparked a war online. Now, those who are a little bit unfamiliar with Tyler the Creator, or maybe familiar with him now, newer fans, his older content wasn't as polished or as clean as it is now. It was very raw and it was very, very controversial. Tyler, especially back in the day, was known for being a very controversial person. That's where his humor lied. It was very shock value. Now, he has changed a lot in the current day. However, he has embraced his past.
Swifties all mad at me with their racist ass. Bringing up old lyrics. Go listen to Tron Cat. I don't give a fuck, ho. The fuck, bitch. They gonna bring out the old me.
While he has absolutely moved on, which you can see through his music and just the way he acts and the way he displays his art, he has embraced who he was. While also moving on from it, he just has embraced who he was and how he has changed. He hasn't ever hid who he was. However, the extent to which his humor went was kind of unknown, as people started digging up some old tweets, and it sparked a lot of controversy and a lot of conversation. Now, this outrage and this digging of his tweets actually stemmed from a very strange place. A prolific artist recently named D'Angelo passed away, and Tyler the Creator took to his Instagram to share some words and posted a photo of him recounting his younger days, saying how he was an inspiration to him. However, this created a lot of really weird chaos in his comments. Tyler since has turned off his comments, but there was a lot of weird discourse in there. But that is where it stemmed from, and people happen to find a lot of weird tweets. These are some examples. There's one tweet here which shows him saying a lot of crazy slurs. There are some other tweets as well which I'll put on the screen just because I don't want to read them all, but I will leave them here for you guys to see. While also looking at these tweets, I stumbled across some images of Tyler, very old images, but man, they look bad. You've got Tyler doing whiteface and putting up some very questionable symbols, but yeah, it doesn't really look great. Now, when people looked at these tweets, there was a bigger discussion which was at play, which was the discussion happening about D'Angelo in his comments. It created a discussion, did Tyler garner this fan base on his own? Essentially, what's being asked is, did Tyler's actions create a community which is essentially racist or make very, very distasteful jokes about race? And to that point, me personally, I would say he definitely did, especially in the older days. I'm someone who's a very, very big Tyler the Creator fan. I've been listening to his music and watching a lot of his content for a long time. I wasn't really aware of a lot of this stuff. I did know he was a very edgy person, but I wasn't really aware of a lot of this. I'm more a fan of his newer stuff, to be honest, in terms of in an artistic sense. And from the outside looking in as a fan, what I see is I see a product of the time. Now, not to excuse anything that Tyler did, because a lot of it is kind of inexcusable. It was very much a product of its time. This sort of humor of being edgy and the quote-unquote dark humor was something which was very prevalent then, because social media presence was not as big as it was now. And honestly, being held accountable was just not as big a thing as it is now as well. So when I see things like this, I just kind of sigh and kind of facepalm, thinking this is very much a product of its time, and it's kind of cringe and embarrassing to look back on that this was kind of just accepted and wasn't really called out back then. Do I think that this should affect Tyler now? I'm kind of stuck, to be honest. While I am big on holding people accountable, it is very evident when you look at Tyler now that there has been a big proponent of change. Just the way he carries himself and his art is is a lot different compared to what it was. While Tyler was a teenager slash young adult when he was making a lot of these tweets and images, of course he should have known better, but as he grew up and matured, you can tell that he's left a lot of that stuff behind. And for me as a fan, what I see is someone who just grew up. And you can see it in his art, even from Chromacopia, the song I Killed You. He talks a lot about black culture, specifically hair. He talks about the cultural significance that black hair has had in the past and how he actually hated it, but has started to accept it now. And that could kind of be a message as to how he respects black culture and embraces it a lot more in the current day. I'd say back in those days, he definitely did garner that fans, and it is honestly on him that was the community that he was fostering, considering the jokes he was making, the tweets he was putting out, and those images from before. But what I respect is change, and from what I can tell, there is a very big change within him. Now, obviously, this is the perspective of just a fan, right? I'm not someone who is black, so my words don't hold as much weight. Obviously, people who are actually black and from that community can have a lot more valuable insight as to how it would impact them. But as a fan, this is just my perspective. And I do wonder, from the other fans who are seeing this for the first time like me, I do wonder what you guys think. So please let me know in the comments, because I want to have a serious discussion about this. And as always, if you did like the video, I'd appreciate it if you guys left a like and subscribed. I'll see you guys soon.